Hi all, welcome back to my channel. Today we will see the 2 marks question and answers of organizational behavior. First of all, we will see about the unit 1 fundamentals of OB, and the first question is define organizational behavior. It means what is the meaning of organizational behavior? Organizational behavior is the study of human behavior, attitudes and performance of individuals and groups within an organization. ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ह्यूमन बिहेवियर जो भी होता है एम्प्लॉयज़ का, whoever working in the organization, that study is nothing but organizational behavior. Question number 2 is state the scope of organizational behavior. The scope of organizational behavior includes individual behavior, group behavior, leadership, motivation. Question number 3, mention any 2 reasons why OB is important. It means the importance of OB. OB helps in improving employee productivity and enhances job satisfaction by understanding human behavior at work. Means with the help of this organization behavior study, the problems faced by the human beings that can be traced out and the solution can be provided, and it enhances the efficiency of the organization as well as the human beings. Question number 4, how is OB related to individuals in an organization? OB studies individual behavior such as perception, personality, learning and motivation to improve work performance. OB, here it is explained that OB is not only important for the organization but on the personal level, individual level also OB is very important. Question number 5, state 2 disciplines that contribute to OB. Psychology and sociology are major disciplines contributing to organizational behavior, because here there is study of human beings, that's why definitely it relates to psychology, and as they are working together with in a group, that's why sociology also major discipline. Question number 6, what is the relationship between OB and organizational effectiveness? OB helps managers understand employee behavior, leading to better decision making and improved organizational effectiveness. As OB is helpful to understand the human problems, human behavior, definitely the organization will understand the problems of the employees and they will find the solution for that. Question number 7, what is meant by the evolution of OB? Evolution of OB refers to the gradual development of management thoughts focusing on human behavior in organizations. Name any 2 early contributors to the evolution of OB. Frederick Taylor and Elton Mayo are early contributors to the evolution of OB. What is the human relations approach in OB? The human relations approach emphasizes social needs, employee satisfaction and group behavior at workplace. These all the things are very important when employees are working in an organization. What is the autocratic model of OB? The autocratic model is based on authority and power, where managers give orders and employees are expected to obey. The name itself suggests that autocratic means here the managers, they are giving the orders while the employees are expected to follow it, obey it. Define the custodial model of OB. The custodial model focuses on economic security and employee welfare to motivate employees. What is the supportive model of OB? The supportive model encourages leadership, motivation, and support to enhance employee performance. Supportive models, it supports and encourages as well as it motivates to enhance the employee performance. Explain the collegial model of OB. The collegial model of OB emphasizes teamwork, partnership, and mutual respect between management and employees. Here, there is a mutual respect in between management and employees. What is the SOBC model of OB? The SOBC stands for System, Organizational, Behavior, and Contextual Factors Influencing Organizational Behavior. Define personality. Personality refers to the unique and relatively stable patterns of behavior, thoughts, and emotions of an individual. And this all together is called as a personality. Why is personality important in job performance? Personality influences work behavior, communication, leadership styles, and job performance. What is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI? MBTI is a personality assessment tool that classifies individuals into 16 personality types based on 4 dimensions. Mention any 2 dimensions of MBTI. Introversion, extroversion, and thinking, feeling are 2 dimensions of MBTI. What is the Big 5 personality model? The Big 5 model explains personality using 5 traits: openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. These are the 5 personality models. Which Big 5 trait is most closely related to job performance? Conscientiousness is the trait most strongly related to job performance. What is Johari window? Johari window is the model used to understand self-awareness and interpersonal communication. With the help of this Johari window, it is easy to understand about the interpersonal communication and self-awareness. Name the 4 quadrants of Johari window: open area, blind area, hidden area, and unknown area. These are the 4 quadrants of Johari window. What is the open area in Johari window? The open area represents information known to both the individuals and others. Both the individuals and others are knowing about it, and that area is called as open area. How does Johari window help in OB? It improves communication, trust, and teamwork by increasing self-awareness. In this way, Johari window help in OB. Now we will move towards the unit 2 of this OB, organizational behavior, that is perception. First of all, we will see what is perception, that is meaning of perception. What is the word perception means? Perception is the process by which individuals select, organize, and interpret. It means perception is the process by which individuals select, organize, and interpret sensory information to understand their environment. Perception means how they are understanding the things, how they are understanding the surroundings. Define perception in organizational behavior. In OB, perception refers to how employees interpret workplace situations, people, and events which influence their behavior. Because perception is such kind of term, it is a term which is changing according to the individuals, how they are understanding the things around them. State the concepts of perception. Again, this is also a question regarding to perception only. Perception is subjective and differs from person to person based on Why perception is important in organization? Perception influences employee decision making, communication, motivation, and interpersonal relationships. Name any two factors influencing perception. Perceivers related factors and target related factors influence perception. What are perceiver related factors? Perceiver related factors include attitude, motives, past experiences, expectations, and personality. Perceiver means here the one who is getting the things, and here the factor related to that individual, that is motives, past experience, or whatever related to that individual. What are target related factors in perception? Target related factors include size, novelty, motion, background, and similarity of the object or person perceived. What are situation related factors affecting perception? Time, work setting, and social environments are situational related factors affecting perception. What is the perceptual process? The perceptual process is the sequence of steps through which individuals interpret sensory information. See here, this is very important because perceptual process it is a sequence of steps. One by one, an individual get the things and according to he or she interpret it. Name the steps in the perceptual process. Selection, organization, interpretation are the main steps in perceptual process. What is perceptual selection? Perceptual selection is the process of choosing certain stimuli while ignoring others. Sometimes few individuals select few things from any conversation. That is nothing but selecting that particular part. What is perceptual organization? Perceptual organization involves arranging selected information into meaningful patterns. And after taking that part from that conversation, that individual is arranging it, whether it is related to past experience, whether it is happened again and again, he correlated it with some other incidents. That is nothing but organization. What is perceptual interpretation? Perceptual interpretation is the process of assigning meaning to organized information. Now this is the third step. Here what individual do? He will try or she will try to get the meaning out of that organized information. What is social perception? Social perception is the process of forming impressions and judgments about other people. What is your opinion about the society or people around you? That is called as social perception. What is stereotyping? Stereotyping is judging a person based on general characteristics of a group rather than individual traits. Sometimes what happens, people they get the inference or conclusion about any individual based on to which group he or she belongs, instead of understanding the traits of that individual. State one disadvantage of stereotyping. Stereotyping can lead to biased decisions and discrimination in the workplace. What is the halo effect? Halo effect is a perceptual error where one positive trait influences the overall evaluation of person. Halo effect is an error which is always there in understanding an individual. What it means, halo effect is a perceptual error. It is an error where one positive trait influences overall evaluation of person. Here there is no evaluation of all the traits of that personality or that person. They are just evaluating the positive trait and ignoring the other traits. Give an example of halo effect. An employee perceived a well-dressed may be wrongly assumed to be highly competent. This is the best example here given, that a person who is well-dressed, or if a person is having Better communication may not be he is a very talented or very good decision maker or a best manager. How does social perception affect managerial decisions? Incorrect social perception may result in biased appraisal, promotion, and reward decisions. Distinguish between stereotyping and halo effect. Stereotyping is based on group characteristics, while halo effect is based on one prominent individual trait. Now we will move towards the unit 3, that is motivation. Now define motive. What is the meaning of motive? Because the motivation, this word is derived from the basic word motive. A motive is an inner drive or need that directs a person to act in a particular way to achieve a goal. Define motivation. Motivation is the process of stimulating individuals to take action to achieve desired goals. Motivation, this is nothing but the stimulation to achieve the desired goal. Distinguish between motive and motivation. A motive is an internal need, while motivation is process of encouraging action to satisfy that need. State the importance of motivation in an organization. This is a very important question because motivation improves employee performance, job satisfaction, and organizational productivity. Every employee wants some motivation at workplace, and it gives that employee the job satisfaction, or he can give its good best there, and ultimately it will lead towards the organizational productivity. What is Maslow's need hierarchy theory? Maslow's need hierarchy theory states that human needs are arranged in hierarchy and must be satisfied step by step. The needs should be satisfied step by step. No any step should be skipped there, and it will not be definitely the right way if any step is skipped. Name the 5 levels of Maslow's need hierarchy. The basic level of Maslow's need hierarchy is physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, self-esteem needs, and self-actualization. What are the physiological needs? These are the basic needs such as food, water, shelter, salary, rest, etc. What is the self-actualization need? Self-actualization is the need for personal growth, creativity, and achieving one's full potential. What is Herzberg's two-factor theory? See, Herzberg's theory states that job satisfaction and dissatisfaction are influenced by two different set of factors. He says that there are different factors for job satisfaction while there are different factors for job dissatisfaction. What are hygiene factors? Hygiene factors are job conditions like salary, company policy, and work environment that prevent dissatisfaction. What are motivators? Motivators are factors such as achievement, recognition, and responsibility that increase job satisfaction. Because individuals who are working in the organization, if they get recognition, then they feel good, and definitely that feeling motivates them, as well as responsibility. If an individual is having responsibility, he will get the credit of that work and achievements also. State one difference between hygiene factor and motivators. Hygiene factors prevent dissatisfaction while motivators create job satisfaction. What is Bloom's Expectancy theory. Roon's theory states that motivation depends on the belief that efforts will lead to performance and rewards. Mention the three factors or three components of expectancy theory: expectancy, instrumentality, and valence. Valence refers to the value or importance an individual places on the expected reward. What is Porter-Lawler model of motivation? The Porter-Lawler model explains that performance leads to satisfaction through rewards. Here Porter-Lawler model explains or mainly stress of Porter-Lawler model is on the rewards. He says that the performance leads to satisfaction through rewards. What is the intrinsic rewards in Porter-Lawler model? The intrinsic rewards are internal rewards such as sense of achievement and recognition. What are extrinsic rewards? Extrinsic rewards are external rewards like salary, promotion, and bonuses. What is equity theory of motivation? Equity theory states that employees compare their inputs and outputs or outcomes with others to judge fairness. What happens when employees perceive inequity? Perceived inequity may lead to reduced effort, dissatisfaction. What happens when the employees perceive inequality? Definitely, if they feel that there is inequality, then it leads to dissatisfaction. Define inputs and outcomes of equity theory. Inputs are employee contributions like efforts and skills, while outcomes are rewards like pay and recognition. State one managerial implication of equity theory. Managers should ensure fair and transparent reward system to maintain motivation. Now we will move towards the unit 4, that is group and team dynamics. Now here define group. A group is two or more individuals who interact with each other to achieve common goal. What is group behavior? A group behavior refers to the actions and interactions of individuals within a group. Means how the group members they behave with each other in a group, that is called as group behavior. Define group dynamics. Group dynamics is the study of forces affecting the behavior of performance of a group. It is group dynamics is the study of forces affecting the behavior and performance of a group. Which are the forces? Those are affecting the behavior and performance of group. State the importance of group dynamics. Group dynamics improves cooperation, communication, and overall team performance. Name any two types of groups: formal groups and informal groups. This is very simple because there are formal groups and informal groups. What is formal group? A formal group is created by management to perform specific organizational tasks, while an informal group is formed voluntarily by employees based on social relationship. There is no interference of organizational goal, that is called as informal group. What is the 5-stage model of group development? The 5-stage model of group development explains how groups develop through 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. What is forming? The name itself suggests that it is the initial stage where the group is formed, the group members come together and understand the group goals. What is the storming? Storming is the stage where conflicts and disagreements among group members arise. There is give and take of their knowledge, information, and their ideas and opinions. What happens in the norming stage? In the norming stage, members develop cooperation, trust, and share. They come to the normal stage. They understand, they respect each other's opinion. What is the performing stage? Performing is the stage where group works efficiently towards achieving goals. Here they are going to perform. They want to, whatever they want to achieve, they want to present there. What is the adjourning stage? Adjourning is the final stage where group disbands after completing its task. What is team effectiveness? Team effectiveness refers to the ability of team to achieve goals efficiently and satisfactorily. What is team building? Team building is the process of improving cooperation and performance among team members. Here there is the cooperation is necessary for building the team, or all members come together in this process of team building. Mention any two factors affecting team effectiveness: clear goals and effective communication. These are the two factors which affect the team effectiveness. These clear goals and the effective communication is very important. Define leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence and guide individuals or groups towards achieving goals. The leader who is leading the group, he is aware about the group, he is aware about the organization goal, and he guides the other individuals who are following him. Distinguish between a manager and leader. A manager administers tasks while a leader inspires and motivates. State any two traits of good leader: confidence and communication skill. Name any two types of leadership: autocratic leadership and democratic leadership. Mention one leadership principle from the Ramayana. Lord Rama demonstrated ethical leadership and duty-based governance. State one leadership lesson from the Mahabharata. Lord Krishna emphasized strategic thinking and guidance in leadership. What is the managerial grid theory? It explains leadership styles based on concern for people and concern for production. The managerial grid theory, basically, it is based on concern for people as well as the concern for production. Which is the best style according to managerial grid? What is path goal theory of leadership? See, पाथ गोल थ्योरी, ये नाम से आपको क्लियरिटी आ जाती है कि लीडर्स मोटिवेट एम्प्लॉयज बाय क्लैरिफाइंग पाथ्स टू गोल्स. व्हाट लीडर्स डू, यहाँ पे लीडर ये करते हैं कि लीडर जो भी एम्प्लॉयज़ है उनको पाथ्स, जो गोल अचीव करने के लिए जो पाथ है वो पाथ उनको बताते हैं. द वे टू अचीव गोल्स they show to the employees. Name any two leadership styles in path goal theory. अभी पाथ गोल थ्योरी में जो कौन सी लीडरशिप स्टाइल्स है? दो. तो यहाँ पे डायरेक्टिव एक है एंड सपोर्टिव लीडरशिप स्टाइल्स है. डायरेक्टिव मीन्स ये डायरेक्शन दिखाता है, उनको डायरेक्ट करता है कि यू हैव टू डू इन दिस वे, वर्क इन दैट वे. सपोर्टिव में उनको सपोर्ट करता है कि आई एम विथ यू, यू गो अहेड, आई एम विथ यू इन दैट वे. व्हाट इज सिचुएशनल लीडरशिप थ्योरी? It states that leadership style should vary according to followers' maturity level. Situational leadership theory, what it says, it vary according to followers' maturity level. Situational leadership theory में ये होता है कि the followers' maturity means how they are working, how they are getting the experience, and with the experience they are getting maturity for work, and that is very useful for their new tasks and the new challenges. Name the 4 leadership styles in Hersey Bleicher's model. Telling, selling, participating, and delegating. What is the telling style of leadership? In telling style, the leader gives clear instruction and closely supervises followers. Very easy this telling style is. Here he is giving instructions to the followers as well as he is supervising them. State one advantage of situational leadership. It increases leadership effectiveness by adapting to employee readiness. It increases leadership effectiveness because the employees are adopting, or employees get ready to adopt that situation, and thus this leadership is very effective. Now we will move towards the unit 5, stress at workplace. What is workplace stress? Workplace stress is a physical and emotional strain experienced when job demands exceeds an employee's ability to cope. किसी एम्प्लॉइज़ की, किसी इंडिविजुअल की जो भी क्षमता है काम करने की, या वेदर इट इज़ फिज़िकली और इमोशनली, उससे ज़्यादा उसको वहाँ पे कोप अप करना पड़ता है, उसको वहाँ मुश्किलों का सामना करना पड़ता है, और इट इज़ मोर दैन द एबिलिटी ऑफ दैट एम्प्लॉइज़ to face the situation, and at that situation he get the stress. Define work stressors. Work stressors are factors at work that create stress, such as workload. उसको ज़्यादा काम का बर्डन है, ओवर बर्डन है, उसके जो वर्किंग आवर्स है उसमें उसका काम पूरा नहीं होता है, तो दैट वर्कलोड इज़ हाई. 2 लोगों का काम उसको करना पड़ रहा है, 3 लोगों का करना पड़ रहा है. रोल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, द रोल विच ही इज़ प्लेइंग, वेदर ही इज़ हैविंग कंप्लीट अथॉरिटी ऑफ दैट रोल, that is also, if that is not clear, then also there is conflict. And time pressures. Most of the times we hear from the IT professionals that deadline in that way, and that is the time pressure. Mention any 2 causes of work stress. Excessive workload and lack of job security. This both, अभी मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया है कि IT सेक्टर का, कि वहाँ पे भी वर्कलोड लोगों को बहुत ही ज़्यादा होता है, एंड एट द सेम टाइम वही एग्जांपल यहाँ सूटेबल रहेगा जो उनको वहाँ पे जॉब सिक्योरिटी भी नहीं है. व्हाट इज़ रोल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट? रोल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑकर्स व्हेन एन एम्प्लॉय फेसेस इनकम्पेटेबल जॉब डिमांड्स. See, if an employee is not compatible for that job, he is not able to do that job. Whatever the job description is there, he is not fitting with that, and he is not able to match the demand. And वहाँ पे उसका रोल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो जाता है, क्योंकि he is not perfect for that job, and thus the conflict is there. He is not capable to do what that job demands. State the importance of managing stress at work. Now, stress management improves, or why stress management is important? Stress management इसलिए important है कि एम्प्लॉयज़ की हेल्थ, sometimes we hear that the employee get the heart attack at the workplace only due to the high stress, और भी दूसरे high BP and all these issue हो जाते हैं. देन उसके परफॉर्मेंस पे भी उसका असर हो जाता है, क्योंकि वो स्ट्रेस ज़्यादा होने से वहाँ पे फ्रीडम नहीं है उसको, या फिर लाफ्टर नहीं है, तो ही इज़ अंडर स्ट्रेस, तो उसका परफॉर्मेंस डेफिनेटली कम ही हो जाएगा, बढ़ेगा नहीं है. स्ट्रेस से वो काम ज़्यादा नहीं कर पाएगा. एंड आफ्टर ऑल जॉब सेटिस्फैक्शन, जो दिन ख़त्म हो जाता है तो उसको जो भी उसने दिन भर काम किया है उसके बारे में कुछ भी उसको सेटिस्फैक्शन नहीं मिलेगा. Now what is stress prevention? अभी ये स्ट्रेस को कैसे प्रिवेंट किया जाएगा? स्ट्रेस प्रिवेंशन इन्वॉल्व्स आइडेंटिफाइंग एंड रिड्यूसिंग stressors before they cause harm. See here, in the initial stage, if an employee is able to understand that these are the stress factors, एम्प्लॉय समझ पाएगा कि ये स्ट्रेस फैक्टर हमारे लिए बन रहा है, या फिर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में भी उसके एनालिसिस हो जाएगा कि व्हाट आर द स्ट्रेस फैक्टर्स फॉर द एम्प्लॉयज़, and at that time it will be the one of the best way to prevent the high stress level in the initial stage. If it is identified, then it is always better. What is counseling in stress management? See, we hear this term counseling everywhere. किसी को करियर चुनना है तो भी काउंसलिंग की जाती है कि टू गेट द इंफॉर्मेशन और क्लैरिटी अबाउट the problem what he is facing, because the student is facing the problem of choosing the career. So in the same way, counseling helps employees understand and manage personal and work related stress effectively. Sorry. यहाँ पे उसको एम्प्लॉय को समझ लेना है और मैनेज करना है पर्सनल एंड वर्क रिलेटेड स्ट्रेस, जो भी उसके शॉर्ट लिमिटेशंस है उसकी पर्सनैलिटी के, वो और काम में जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट है उसके स्किल्स है जो भी है, तो वेयर ही इज़ फेसिंग द प्रॉब्लम्स. इफ़ ही विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट क्लियरली, देन फाइंडिंग द सोल्यूशन विल बी very easy. That's why counseling in stress management means understanding. If he will tell somebody, the counselor, the person who is experienced in that field, then he will get any solution for that. Mention any two stress management techniques: relaxation technique and time management. See here, actually, if an employee is aware initially about the work, what this work needs, if he do the right scheduling of that, how much time will require, he will divide the whole task in small parts and he will do the planning of it, then also definitely he can get rid from the stress. And relaxation techniques, he should know how to get relaxed, how to do the work and how to do the time management. How does yoga help in stress management? Now this yoga is, everybody knew about this yoga, that how yoga is very useful to get freedom from stress. Improve mental relaxation, it gives concentration and emotional balance. Yoga keeps the balance of personality, mental, physical and social, everything. And with this, the whatever the stress that can be drained out. State 2 benefits of yoga for employees. Now all the whole world is becoming aware about, or they are knowing the importance of the yoga, and thus yoga is very beneficial. How yoga improves mental peace and increases physical well-being. Mental and physical well-being, because in day-to-day life employees or the individuals get imbalanced due to their working styles, or there is no work-life balance and all. That's why yoga is helpful here. Definitely here is a question, what is work-life balance? Work-life balance is the ability to manage work responsibilities along with personal life effectively. See what happens nowadays, people are so career oriented and goal oriented and the professional in this so hectic life, they are forgetting to live the personal life. And because they are doing all these things to improve the quality of personal life, and they are forgetting to live the personal life. And that's why the balance is very important. Personal life is also very important with the professional life. And that's why work life balance is nothing but that only. Why is work life balance important? अभी ये आप सब लोगों को बताने की ज़रूरत है ऐसा मुझे नहीं लगता है. It reduces stress and improves overall quality of life and productivity. After all, every employee or every individual, why he is working? To improve the quality of life, to get the peace, to get the happiness. And if one individual is not getting the happy life by working in a day 10 hours, 11 hours, he is getting stress, he is not getting peace, he cannot sleep well, then that is not work-life balance. And thus, for happy life, good quality life, work-life balance is important. Define organizational change. Organizational change refers to modification in structure, technology, processes, or people to improve effectiveness. Sometimes organizations do change in the structure, organizational structure. Then technology also, they get the new technology for the best efficiency, smooth work, as well as processes. They get the, suppose the production department, they get the new machineries and new process, improved new technology. Or people, sometimes they hire the new employees who are having the required skills, and that is called as organizational change. State the nature of organizational change. Organization change is continuous, dynamic, and inevitable. See, change not only in the organization, but the change in the whole world, change is there. Nothing is static. The world is dynamic. हर एक चीज़ हर मिनट को बदलती जाती है, टाइम के साथ बदलती जाती है. तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ही भी चेंज होता रहता है. एंड ये चेंज कैसी प्रोसेस है, ये कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस है. कभी कोई रिटायर हो जाता है तो नया एम्प्लॉय आ जाता है, किसी का प्रमोशन हो जाता है, किसी का जॉब रोटेशन में चेंज हो जाता है. तो दिस इज़ अ डायनामिक एंड इनएविटेबल. इसको किसी भी तरीके से अवॉइड नहीं किया जा सकता. तो दिस चेंज इज़ ऑलवेज देयर. मेंशन एनी टू टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल चेंज: प्लान चेंज एंड अनप्लान चेंज. समटाइम्स देयर इज़ अ प्लान चेंज, जैसे अभी मैंने बताया है कि प्रमोशन देना है किसी एम्प्लॉयज़ को, तो द एम्प्लॉयज़ आर प्रमोटेड, दैट्स वाई देयर इज़ अ प्लान चेंज, दे न्यू दैट. And sometimes there is unplanned change. They do not have any idea about the changes which they have to also accept. Those are called as unplanned change. Suppose a technology came in the market and they have to adopt that. They was not having idea that this technology will come in the market. For example, AI. Now AI is in the market. Next question: what is technological change? Technological changes involves adoption of new machines, systems, methods, and production. What are forces acting as stimulants to change? Internal and external factors that push organizations to change are called as stimulants to change. See, there are few factors which force or which becomes the reason for the change. Maybe the internal factor or maybe the external factor. External factor means the political factor or the export import, which we call, those also which are outside the organization. Legal factors, correct, these all are called as external factors, while the internal factors are employees, suppliers. These are the internal factors, and this can become the reason for the change. Name any two external forces of change: technological advancement, market competition. What is Kurt Levin's three-step model? Kurt Levin's three-step model explains change through unfreezing, changing, and refreezing stages. What is unfreezing? What is unfreezing? Unfreezing is the stage of preparing employees to accept the need for change. Here preparing the employees to accept need for change. Need. What is refreezing? Refreezing involves stabilizing and reinforcing the change after implementation. This is the process after implementation. चेंज अभी इम्प्लीमेंट किया है तो अभी स्टेबलाइज और रीइंफोर्स करना है. व्हाट इज द रेजिस्टेंस टू चेंज? रेजिस्टेंस टू चेंज इज द अनविलिंगनेस. जब एम्प्लॉयज़ को लगता है कि ये नहीं होना चाहिए था, दे आर अपोजिंग इट इन though they are not able to express, but they are not willing to accept it or adopt that change. Mention any 2 causes of resistance to change: fear of job loss and lack of communication. Recently I have heard one example that Tata Motors, they have accepted one change, that is the painting of cars can be done by the robots. Now this can be the fear, and the workers who were doing the overtime jobs, there is no need to do the overtime jobs for workers. Means whatever they were earning by overtimings, they are not able to earn now, because robots, these are machines, they can work for many hours, and there is a fear of job loss and lack of communication. If the organization will explain all about this to the employees, then there will not be a fear, and the communication is also very important. How can resistance to change be overcome? Through effective communication, participation and training. Suppose if the organization or the manager will give the complete idea about the change to the employees, that this will not affect adversely to you, उसका कुछ भी adverse effect नहीं होगा आप पर. तो this is for this purpose only, to get more efficiency or the smooth working process, etc., to improve quality and all. जब मैनेजर उनको अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करेगा, जो भी उनके साथ कम्युनिकेशन करेगा, तो ट्रस्ट विल बी बिल्ड इन देम, एंड देयर विल नॉट बी एनी confusion or miscommunication or misunderstanding among the employees, and this will lead in this way the resistance can be overcome. What is meant by implementation of change? Implementation of change is the process of putting planned changes into action. Plans into action. अभी यहाँ पे जो भी चेंज स्वीकार किया गया है, जैसे टेक्नोलॉजिकल चेंज है, जैसे AI है, AI किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने एडॉप्ट कर लिया है, तो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाएगा, तो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज, जो एक्शन में लाया जाएगा, उसको काम में लिया जाएगा, काम उसके साथ शुरू किया जाएगा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, तो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ चेंज. मेंशन एनी 2 मेथड्स ऑफ इम्प्लीमेंटिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चेंज: education and communication, and participation and involvement. The educating the employees, communicating with the employees, participation, involvement, training, on job training, उनको ट्रेनिंग दी जाएगी, उसके बारे में बताया जाएगा. तो this is the method of implementing organization change. What is participation as a method of change? Participation involves involving employees in decision making related to change. जब एम्प्लॉयज़ का ही ओपिनियन लिया जाएगा चेंज का प्लानिंग करते समय, इफ़ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज़ प्लानिंग टू चेंज, एंड एट दैट टाइम इफ़ दे इन्वॉल्व द एम्प्लॉयज़ इन दैट प्रोसेस, देन एम्प्लॉयज़ विल नॉट feel that this is very different, and they will think that we have only suggested these things, we were involved in that process. That's why if they are in part of that process from initial stage, and there will not be resist, तो वो उसके लिए रेफ्यूज़ नहीं करेंगे, वो चेंज स्वीकार करेंगे. स्टेट 1 बेनिफिट ऑफ इफेक्टिव चेंज मैनेजमेंट: इट इम्प्रूव्स एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ चेंज एंड रिड्यूसेस रेजिस्टेंस. इफेक्टिव चेंज मैनेजमेंट भी अच्छे से किया जाएगा चेंज, तो एम्प्लॉयज़ विल एक्सेप्ट इट वेरी इजीली, एंड वहाँ पे रेजिस्टेंस नहीं होगा, नकारात्मक भावना एम्प्लॉयज़ के मन में नहीं होंगी, वो उसको स्वीकार करेंगे. तो दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट द 2 मार्क्स क्वेश्चंस ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बिहेवियर. I think this will definitely very useful to all of you, and uh, do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you very much.